record, ready, set, live.
God, I look horrible. This is post Pilates. I literally had my hair in a ponytail.
Post recording. Okay.
Woo!
Ready, set. Oh, hopefully we won't have that weird background feed that I had that one time.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know if you can see us on. If you have a device with
my
you.
phone.
Right.
Okay. Let me know if you can see us on. All right, yep, we're going to have that double craziness. Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn that off.
How did you get rid of it last time?
I just shut it. You shut the window down. Are we still on if I shut the window down?
Yes.
Yeah, I see us.
Okay, we are live. Hi, everybody. So we have Rachel here, Pam, and Jennifer. And we just wanted to come to you guys to help you guys know your target. We're going to help you do a little bit of goal setting. And I don't know, Jen, Pam, I can't see comments on this screen. So if you guys, as people have questions or comments, if you can kind of answer them as we go, that would be great. Just keep the volume down.
Okay, I just turned my volume down, so that should be cured.
That's real fun when we have a bunch of echoing, right? It's like with my ADD, I just cannot focus hearing myself over and over and over again.
It's almost
So
like,
guys, if you're joining us on Rising Stars, make sure you go in the comments and say hello. We want you to participate just a little bit, okay, in this Zoom, because we want to kind of hear from you and we want to hear what your goals are. So basically what we're doing is we're going to kind of do a little bit of a team push this week, okay? We want every week to be a push week, don't we, guys?
yes.
Every week. Because when you get in a habit of taking your business and creating urgency, amazing things happen. But if you just do, you know, this week I'm going to work hard and next week I'm not going to work hard and maybe I'm going to work hard on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, but not really during the week, you don't really get anything accomplished. You kind of feel like you're spinning your wheels, don't you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. So what we're going to do today is Tuesday. I was hoping we were going to get a flavored shake-in, which is why I wanted to wait till today to do this Zoom. I know yesterday I put out a thread and we talked a little bit about a push week. What we want to do is we just really want to identify first our target. Okay, and for each one of us, that target is a little bit different, right? We have a target of maybe if you're brand new, your target is to get to consultant, right? That means you have one on your left and one on your right, both at 100 BV, and you have 100 BV set up on your account as well. Okay, maybe you've been a consultant for a few weeks, a few days, or a few months. Okay, maybe your target is manager. Okay, so manager would mean that you would take your two consultants or your two associates and you would help them to get to consultant. Okay, the beauty of that is you get $100 and everybody that you help to make to consultant up to your first 20. Okay, so you want to get to manager if you have not gotten to manager, and you want to do that by Sunday. Okay, so if you have never been to director before and you are a manager, okay, you want to try to create some new consultants. Okay, and these ladies are going to kind of give you some ideas on what you can do to help create consultants, because it's all about creating consultants. Because if you're trying to go director, you need 6. And if you're trying to get to, what if you're a director and you're trying to get to executive, you need 10 consultants. So we want to be consultant making machines. Mm-hmm. So then the next thing, we're going to kind of break all this down in a minute. I want you to know your target. So maybe you've never gotten a 5-cycle bonus. What is a 5-cycle bonus, you guys? $500. You guys, that's crazy. $500. You get $250 the first time you hit it. You get $250 the second time you hit it. So if you've never gotten your 5-cycle bonus, you want to really know that target and you want to try and get there by Sunday. Or maybe you've gotten your 5 cycle bonus and you want to hit 1 star. What's a 1 star bonus? $1,000, you guys. So 500 gets paid out the first time you hit it, and 500 gets paid out the second time, and that's 10 cycles a week. Okay, so we want to push and try and reach that next best goal, whatever it is for you. Okay, or maybe it's 2 star. That's a $2,000 bonus, or even 3 star. Yes, Jen already hit 2 star. I know Pam's working for 2 star. Jen, you're working for 3 star, right? Because you want to go to Arizona.
That's right.
To the summit. And that's a $3,000 bonus, you guys. So you have to push. You can't just go, I'm going to throw a bunch of mud in the against the wall, and I'm going to wait and see what happens. You have to first identify your target. Okay? And then you also have to put a specific time frame on that target, which whatever your goal is, your target is going to be Sunday night, midnight Eastern. Okay? That's what this week is going to be all about. And then you're going to post your goal, okay, with your time frame, which is everybody's going to have the same time frame, Sunday, okay, by midnight, in the comments below. And then if you hit that target, whatever it is for you, because you declared it today, then you're going to receive a goodie bag from me.
Wow.
Okay? So we're going to make it fun. And you don't know what's going to be in the goodie bag. I like to have goodies in my goodie bag. Okay. So, Jen or Pam, I don't know which one of you kind of want to talk a little bit about creating consultants. What can they do to really dig deep and create consultants? Because we kind of know that, I mean, other than finding people to enroll, right? Creating consultants sometimes can be the biggest challenge in this business. So what are some of the things that you guys do to help create those consultants?
You can go first, Pam.
Pam?
You want me to go? Okay. So when you're trying to create your own consultants, because I think, gosh, we're all in that boat no matter where we are and no matter what our goal is that's the game, is right? Creating consultants. So obviously it's a ton of follow-up. I think for me, I don't know if you guys have this too, but we might have had a consultant at one time that is no longer a consultant because one of their associates isn't at 100 or they're not at 100. And so really strategically placing orders is going to help you bring someone back to consultant. As you know, you got to kind of dig a little bit. And then as far as creating consultants, for me, it's just a massive amount of follow-up. And I always start with the hot ones, of course, you know, and then just go down the list from hot, warm to barely breathing. You just never know when the timing's going to come.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, what do you do to help create consultants?
Well, you know, it's really just like Pam said. It's all about being intentional and knowing what's going on in your business. And that does take some sit down in front of the computer or sit down in front of your device time. It really does. Because again, when you're intentional and you're focused and you know specifically where your gaps are, that really helps you to fulfill your gaps, because we know that what we focus on, we find. And so I think step number one is to really look into your chart, go into your back office and look at exactly right there. And you know, for many people, they have pirates, where maybe they have fallen off as consultants and they do have one leg that has 100 cumulative volume, but they don't on the other side. One of the things that I look for, Rachel and Pam, are if a consultant themselves has over 200, well, really over 100, but around 200 in volume, I do my best to have a conversation with them to let them know that they could take that volume and spread it out. So if they have a sister, a mom, a cousin that would support them and just open a wholesale account, or a spouse that would open a wholesale account, that they can begin to take and layer that volume. So that's one of the strategies that I do. And then obviously, you know, is meeting up with your people and again, digging into your report, seeing who is using a lot of product and asking them if they would like to get that product paid for. Because what a better way than just simply simply sharing two new people to Isagenix products. And the good news is we know that with the new preferred customer program, it doesn't have to be one person doing 100 and one person doing 100. It can be volume that's added up and accumulated on the right and left side, so you have 100 and 100. Because again, people don't know what they don't know, right? And a confused mind always says no, like Michael has taught us, and that is so, so true. So if we can just break it down in simple terms for people and show them how they can either get their products paid for, or if they were a consultant or that have fallen out or close to a consultant, how they can take that volume and distribute it. I know that I personally do that. I use a ton of products, and I don't buy it all under my account. I have an account for my husband. I have an account for my older son. And sometimes we just don't think like that. We don't, our business brain doesn't quite kick in. So being intentional and knowing 2 or 3 strategies of what to do to create consultants, again, talking to people about getting their products paid for, or talking to people about getting some money in their account by just simply spreading out their volume. Those are 2 things that I like to do. Yeah,
that's a great thing. And then us as associates, we can actually go into our back office and go under View My Team, and we can click on View the Tree. So I think it says View Placement Tree, and you can see all your little boxes, you guys. And if you click on the box and then scroll up, you can see their account information, and you can see if they have any personal holding volume. Mm-hmm. Okay, now Dana, what was really cool about Dana, and I don't know if you guys saw this on her team page, but she had a girl who had been an associate. She was a consultant at one time, but then one of her legs was not qualified. And Dana noticed this personal holding volume that she had because she was going and clicking on all the boxes to see who had personal holding volume. And she contacted her, and she has 25 cycles. Yes. So that's 25 times $54 this girl's going to make in her paycheck on Monday. Wow. That is awesome. And so I kind of started playing around and looking at mine yesterday, and I noticed that my son Blake has personal holding volume of almost $2,000. And so all he has to do is find one more person, and gosh, if somebody has a couple $100 sitting and they don't even realize it's there until you tell them, how bad do you think they're going to try to find one more? My son is not even building a business. And I can guarantee you, if I tell him that he has $400 sitting back there, then him and Bethany will find another person and bump up to consultant so that they can get paid out. Like, I think that is brilliant. So not only looking at that tree, but like Pam says, you want to go and find out if somebody was a consultant, help them to get back to consultant. And if they don't want to get back to consultant for whatever reason, then you can actually take orders and place them under that account. So how do we do that? We can actually provide really good customer service to our product users by making those phone calls, especially on the leg that we don't need that volume. And we can actually say, hey, listen, I'm placing some orders for products. I'll save you on shipping. We're all going to kind of pitch in on the shipping, so it won't be so much. Do you need anything? And collect orders strategically and place them on the opposite side where you need them so that you can cycle and increase those cycles and maybe hit a 5-cycle bonus or 1 star or whatever it is for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we're trying to bring new people in, we can always sweeten the pot. So, right now we don't have free enrollment, we don't have free shipping, but I bet we all have seasonal shakes in our cabinet somewhere. And that's why we do that. We want to gather those seasonal shakes and have them for just that time where you can say, oh my gosh, I have a cookies and cream, I have a mocha, I have a mango. What one do you want? I'm going to add this. This is going to be my free gift to you for coming on board today.
Right.
Yes. Coming on board with a 30-day, right?
Right.
30-day get paid out of PIB. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is a great idea, Pam. You absolutely want to use your seasonal shakes as bartering tools. And I've done that before as well. And had people pull the trigger because they wanted a peach mango or they wanted a mocha. So definitely that's a great reason to follow up with people. Say that this is our challenge that we're doing this week, but you would need to come on board by Sunday with a minimum 30-day package. Or if you wanted to even bump it up, I did it with, I said you had to have a pace setter or a value pack. And then I threw in whatever they wanted. You know, they got to pick their flavor. And so I think that's a great way too. And then we, of course, always and every day, the other day I did a Zoom with our UK team, and Patrick asked me, so how many people do you enroll every month now? And I said, well, my goal is 5 because I'm following that Leaders in Action formula. But literally every week my goal is 2, right? And I know as well as you guys, we all shoot for 2 because why just get 1 PIB when we could double our PIBs? So every week we need to start diligently on Monday, so that by Sunday we can close these deals and get our double. Okay, so we talked about, I have some notes here, things that I just wanted to make sure that I covered. Seasonal shakes, double PIBs. Oh, the other thing that I have is ditch the excuses, right? I made a post earlier on excuses. You can have results or you can have excuses, but you can't have both, okay? And if you really, like Lynn says, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How many times are you going to hear yourself say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want to get here, I want to get here, I want to get here, and then every Sunday comes by and you don't hit it? Like, when are you going to sit down and make up your mind, get determined, and go to work to make these dreams and goals happen? What do you guys have to say about that?
Well, I'd like to add in here, because then it goes back to intentional, being intentional. You know, and really knowing what your goals are. So if it's 2 more consultants, or if it's a specific rank advancement bonus or a specific cycle bonus, you know, you have to be extremely strategic. And I mean, this is a business. So it's business strategy. It's really having that mindset that you want it to be done. And knowing that you have a date attached to it is very, very important. You know, making those lists out, doing your quick 6 before you go to bed. And, you know, sometimes we hear a lot of people, because we know we can fit this business in the nooks and crannies of our lives. And that is awesome that we can do that, guys. But at the same time, you know, Rachel and I had a conversation, you know, we can do that. But as business owners, could you imagine if we just fit a business in the nooks and crannies of our lives? I think about when I owned my Pilates studio. If I just fitted it into nooks and crannies of my life, I would have never had a fabulous Pilates studio. Well, this is no different. Can we fit it into the nooks and crannies of our lives? Yes. But you have to be intentional. So I told Rachel, as much as I like fitting it into the nooks and crannies of my life, if I say it 5 more times, I also know that for me, I have to plunk my rear end in front of my computer. And whether I put a clock timer to it or whatever, I need to put dedicated time into my business. And I think sometimes, ladies, that is the cutting line between a business professional and a hobby. And we know business professionals make more money than people that treat it like a hobby. And we, you know, and again, maybe that is your goal, and that is fine. But if you're really wanting to make more money, if you're really wanting to be able to stay at home with your kids and provide an income, you're going to have to treat it like a business. And that is simply intentional mindset, knowing what your goal is, and getting to work, exactly like Rachel said. Because, you know, we have it all laid out. I mean, what we do is very simple. We connect with people. We reach out to people. We add them to RPRR and pull them into that funnel system. And then we begin that process of just working with people and having conversation after conversation. We know facts. We know that 8 to 12 conversations is what it takes to get somebody to come across the line and become a customer. Do we have the people that do it instantly? Yeah, we do. But we know for a fact that a lot of times it takes 8 to 12 conversations. Are you tracking that? Or are you doing it ubiquitously and just like, oh, I don't know how many people I'm talking to? Again, mindset, focus, intention gets the job done at the end of the day.
Amen.
And I think with Jen, it's awesome. And I think we all do that for a little while. And then, well, I don't know, maybe a hurricane happens. Maybe you get sick. Maybe, and that's all legit. Like, it's, you know, some things are really legit when they come across your path. But then, like, and I'm being real, like, it's like, all right, I was like on, hurricane mode. And now it's just like refocusing and doing it again, you know, because things are always going to come across our path, small, little, whatever. But when you being that intention that you said, and just go, no matter what, get back to it. And sometimes getting back in at that level that you were taken out is hard to find. But for me, I found the more, it's all about the 6 list. It really is.
I'm so glad you mentioned the 6 list.
If you get back to that 6 list and you do it diligently, and it is a no matter what thing, it'll get you back into that zone and that activity. And that fixes everything.
Mm-hmm.
It does fix everything. And it fixes you mentally too, right? Because I know for me, like, since we started this gig, since I started my first gig, you know, it's very rare that I don't work obsessively. And so last week, I still did a lot of my 6 list, but I didn't do as intensely as because, you know, our 6 list can be, you know, it could be 2 people a day, it could be 10 people a day. A lot of times for me, it's 25 or 35 people a day. So I still used my 6 list. I had to take it down a notch because of what was happening. You know, it was hard to do just from your phone, no Wi-Fi, that kind of thing. But I still worked. And so I still had to have that consistency for my mind, or I go bonkers. But like Pam and I were talking, like when all was said and done and we were finally back in our homes, like we felt terrible about ourselves because we were not doing what we normally do intensely to build this business. And so that's what we're talking to you about. And I'm so glad that Jen mentioned the nooks and crannies. And you can make a little bit of money, hobby money in this business, and work it in the nooks and crannies of your life. But if you really, really want freedom, you guys, then you have to discipline your disciplines. You have to just get disciplined. Okay? You have to have a plan of attack. Okay? You have to know your target. And then you have to work intensely on making that happen. And so if 20 minutes a day is not getting you to your goals, you may need to have a discussion with your spouse, and you may need to say, you know what, I need more than 20 minutes a day because I'm not getting where I want to go. Maybe you need to block off 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day until you can start building that momentum in your business. And so that's what I would like to do today. And if you're watching this right now, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the recording, say I am all in the comments below. And then also state your goal in the comments below. Okay, because it is only those who state their goal in the comments below with the date of this Sunday. And then if you actually reach it, we'll get a grab bag. If you do it tomorrow, it's not going to count. Okay, so we want to hear from you in the comments below. I kind of have you a little bit on my phone here so I can see a little bit. So right now I need everybody to say I'm all in, if you're all in.
I'm all in.
All right, but I'm all in. I'm all in.
Okay, so Rebecca asked, can you guys talk about a few things you do to get re-inspired? That's a really good question because, you know, it is easy to, if you get distracted or you do lose your inspiration, to know how to get going. Because this we do know, momentum creates more momentum. And when you are in that state of momentum,
that's inspiring.
It is inspiring, exactly. So what do you guys have to say to that? And then I'll share some ideas too. What do you guys what do you do to get inspired?
All right, well, I'll start with that. So the very first thing that I do to get myself re-inspired, because we all have days where we wake up, we're not re-inspired. That's been a battle my whole entire life. And so basically, you know, YouTube is my best friend. If you're not inspired, you're in your own head, right? Pam and I have called each other and said, I'm in my own head. You know, so at that point, you need to call somebody to get lifted up, or just turn on your best friend, which is YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, YouTube, pick Les Brown, pick Tony Robbins, pick something. Type in, I'm uninspired. Something to inspire you will come up. Or if you need to focus, put focus in there. And you'll hear Eric Worre. You'll hear Tony Robbins. You'll hear Les Brown talking about focus or creating focus. And so listening to things on a regular basis. If I'm just on Facebook messaging people, I'm listening to something. If I'm in the bathroom, I'm listening to something. And if I'm in my car, I'm listening to something, because my thoughts are not always positive. They're more positive these days than they were in the past, but I've had to retrain my brain and put positive things in. We are the 5 closest people we surround ourselves with. And so if you're surrounding yourself solely 90% of the time with your own negative thoughts, you're not doing yourself any favors. So you need to replace those thoughts with audio. So that's one thing that I do. And there's nothing that cures being uninspired like jumping back into activity. Okay. Right. And how do you do that? Like, you know, have you ever heard the expression, if you want to get love, you need to give love? It's the same thing. If you start texting a bunch of people, hey, you want to have coffee? It doesn't all have to be Isagenix related. It doesn't all have to be thumbs up. But if you start conversations with people, hey, what are you doing Friday night? Or, hey, let's get coffee sometime this week. Or, you know, send out a bunch of messages. All of a sudden, it's like popcorn, right? You're going to notice that people are going to start messaging you back. So who created that energy? You did. Okay, but if you're not sending stuff out, it's not going to come back to you. And the best way to do that also is to get back on track with your 6 list, rewrite it out on an index card, customize it to you, and get to work. Mm-hmm. That's how I get inspired. If I don't work, I'm not inspired.
What about you, Pam?
Absolutely. So tomorrow I'm going to go visit some more gyms that I had not visited before. So with little baggies and the that great scientific book, articles comparing the Heart Healthy Diet. You know which one I'm talking about? It's awesome. But it's great for gyms. I'm taking that and I'm just gonna hit the streets. And honestly, I've really figured out that I do much better face to face. I don't know about you guys, than online. Mm-hmm. Like I get a much better connection with someone when I'm talking to them. And so I also joined a meetup group. I joined a Bible study. This is just to get me, the Bible study, hey, there's more to it than just meeting people. But hey, those are the kind of people I want to be around anyway, right? So that's got a twofold benefit. But the meetup group, I already joined one, and so I'm a member of that, and that'll be monthly. So it's really just putting yourself in new circles. I feel like we all kind of get in the same routine, and for me, I go to the gym at the same time every day, and I'm always around the same people. So I'm starting to mix that up a little bit and go at different times to meet new people. So, and again, it's leaving the house being very intentional. Yeah, you go to the gym and you're on kind of like, on that mode of just it's routine. But if you switch it and go, who am I going to meet today? I'm going to be super intentional. I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to compliment them. I'm going to smile. I'm not going to be all in my head at the gym. Then that's when stuff happens. Or even shopping. If you're out shopping, it's talking to people. It's being, friendly and conversational, and not just all in yourself and your task. So I am getting out more. And that's my strong point. I really think so what is your strong point? Find it and then just hone in on it.
Yeah. And you may not feel like a strong point to you. Like for me, like Pam is really good at that. I'm really scared. Well, she doesn't think she's good at it, but she really is good at it. She looks like
good at networking meetings.
Yeah, I'm scared to death. Like I decided I made the little Ziploc baggies, with the nice little zipper on the top, and I can fit a chocolate and a strawberry shake in there. I could fit a bar in there, an e-shot in there, and a hydrate in there. Okay. And so I made like 25 of those bags the other day, and every day I throw 2 in my bag. Well, guess what? They're gone because I threw it in my bag, and then I had intentions of talking to the people that I wanted to talk to. So today it's interesting. I was on Facebook, and I noticed I had a girl from high school. She's been liking and commenting a lot of my stuff. And so I decided to message her just to see if she was going to our high school reunion at the end of October. So I didn't message her about Isagenix or anything like that. I just wanted to start a conversation, finding a common denominator with her and getting that going. Well, throughout this banter I've been bantering with her all day long. And so throughout this banter, she said something. She goes, thank you for reposting that video that you posted on Facebook. When I watched it the first time, it made me cry. I was in a really bad place. And then last night when I watched it, I really was able to ingest more of what you said. was like, thank you. That is so sweet. She goes, well, I'm not interested in your products. I just really love your inspiration. I was like, well, thank you. And so we started talking more about the reunion. Well, 5 more texts later, she's asking me about my products. And she's asking me about the gym, and she's asking me about all sorts of things, right? So I promoted the bar class, so she's coming to bar class with me. And I'm promoting somebody else's business. And because she wanted a trainer, and I told her that I was moving on. So we just started a really nice dialogue is all I'm saying. And then I had a doctor's appointment. Okay, so the doctor and we start talking, and she goes, your blood work looks amazing. You brought all of your levels up. Whatever you're on, I want to be on. And so, of course, I started talking to her about Isagenix and had some things in my purse. And then I go visit my grandma. And then after left my grandma's room, I swung by the little nail studio that they had there, and I added the lady who does all their nails to Facebook and handed her some samples, and she's interested in the business. So I'm telling you, when you leave your house with intention, with your bag packed, okay, all of a sudden you recognize there's people everywhere, right? Everywhere. And then Jeff and I will probably go out to dinner. We'll sit at the bar. I'm going to have 2 more bags in my purse. No more little purses for me. And I'm going to get rid of that stuff too. And I keep adding them to Facebook because it's our drip campaign. So wake up with intention. I woke up with intention, and it is paying off. And so that's what I'm saying.
I think all of this in a nutshell too has to do with what Tony Robbins talked about putting yourself in a beautiful state. So you can see the glow on Rachel's face, talking about the excitement of being able to connect with people and reach out, and Pam as well, telling her story. And, every one of us has a way of getting ourselves into a beautiful state. I always say to people, you've got to learn to fill your bliss, your cup with bliss. And I mean, even Tony Robbins talked about that as I'm re-listening to him from our celebration. And, so whatever it is for you, the main thing is to get in the do. And we all know what the do is. I mean, we've heard it over and over and over. It's connecting with people. It's making conversation with people. And as soon as you start doing that, a light starts to kind of begin to beam inside of you again. And people taste that on you. They smell that on you. They see that in you. And they want a part of what you're doing. I love the fact how Rachel shared her story where the girl was like, I'm not interested in your product. I'm not interested at all. And then before you knew it, she's asking Rachel, why is that? It's because Rachel was in a beautiful state, and she cared enough to have conversation with people with no kind of no focus on just the business, because the girl talked to her about not wanting any of the product, but she saw the beautiful state that Rachel was in. And then Rachel was in that role. That happens to all of us. So you've got to find out for you, what brings you into that beautiful state? What fills your cup up with bliss? And get into the doing it. And when you do that, people are going to be like magnet. They're just going to begin to come to you. And you're in control of that. I think that's what the beautiful thing is, Pam and Rachel, is that we are really, truly in control of that. And the more that we become aware of when we get into our slumps, because slumps are normal. They happen to everyone from the newbie all the way up to the $1 million earners. It is a given. It's going to happen, but you've got to learn
to change your state.
Exactly. You got to learn what that is for you. Yes, in an instant. Exactly right. Mm-hmm.
How many times do you go, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. And then you get to the gym and you're working out, and then you're done and you go to your car and you go, I'm so happy I went to the gym. Yes. Because you feel so good after you do it. And it's the same thing with this business. You have to be able to get yourself out of your own slumps. Yes. And how do you do that? You just do it. You dive in and you do the do, and magic starts happening.
Yes.
You can't do it and then not do it, and then do it and then not do it. It's so frustrated. Yeah. Right?
Well, that's the difference between a professional and somebody that isn't as professional. Mm-hmm. When you can identify when you're getting into that feeling and that mode and saying, okay, wait, I sense it. I see it in myself. I need to stop it. That is a difference than somebody that just goes and then they start to slow down and they start getting into their own head. And then before you know it, they're like not doing anything. They've turned off their auto shipment, and you reach out to them and they're like, yeah, and then nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're laughing because you know what I'm saying, right?
Because I'm there right now with somebody.
Basically, they went into a slow unwind. You got to stay in action, and you've got to stay plugged in, and you got to get personal development. Start using those products. You are responsible for that. Nobody else. But the minute you take yourself out of the head game, the action game, the do game,
the feel sorry for yourself game.
Yeah, the minute you go there, you're starting a slow decline. And so what you need to do is, like Rachel said, identify, snap out of it immediately, and do the things that you know that bring you back up to that place of momentum.
Okay, and I'm going to say something that's really weird, and it may be very weird to you, and hope maybe it won't be weird. And I talked to my daughter about this the other day. You know, we cannot see electricity, right? We can't see it, but we know it works. And so we get back whatever we put off. So if you're putting off the woe is me, nothing's working for me, that's exactly what's coming back to you. Have you ever woken up and you're so positive and you're so peppy and you just feel so incredible, and all of a sudden people are just jumping out of the woodwork at you? Like, that's what happened to me today. Okay, I just woke up feeling good. And I think it's because I cleansed yesterday. Although I only made it till what time, Pam? 5:30?
I'm not telling what you broke it with either.
I kept messaging her things.
Hamburger.
Part of it. Oh man, I blew it. Oh, I blew it again. Ah, forget it. That was last night, but I didn't. But anyway, you just wake up and you feel good, and then everything in your day is great. And you wake up in the morning, you don't feel so good, and then you don't do anything about not feeling good. You don't get yourself out of it the whole day is to put, right?
That's it right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So choose your state, choose your target, and let's do this thing, you guys.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So remember, guys, if you're just joining us,
people are still
sure that you post "I'm all in" the comments below. Okay. And then you state your target. What is it that you're shooting for by Sunday with the date? And if you hit that target, you get a goodie bag. Okay? That's a given, whatever your target is. But it has to be a 5-cycle bonus, 1-star, 2-star, okay? Or it has to be consultant if you're not consultant, manager if you're not manager, director if you're not director, executive if you're not executive, okay? And then using some of the strategies that we taught you today. And if you're confused or you need clarification on any of it, reach out to us. We're always available to you, okay? And we will help you strategize. So get with your personal enroller, okay, over the next 24 hours so that they can look at your organization, look at your target, and help you develop some kind of strategy that you can implement over the next couple of days to make that happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, so make sure you guys have to take your business into your own hands, and you need to reach up to your sponsor for that coaching. Okay, and let's get this done. Do you guys have any good positive closing words?
No, I think, Jen, I love what you said. I think you nailed it, because it is our decision. We have the ability to change our state. We have the ability to just find our bliss. And remember, you gave me that tip one time. Find your bliss. I'm like, what's my bliss? It's 70s disco music right now. So turned on the 70s. And that just changed my state. So we have control over it.
That's right. That's right. I mean, Kathy Coover even said when she was on her way to a tasting party, she would blast the music in her car and dance. Mm-hmm. And I love that, because we know what it is for us. What makes you feel good? What pumps you up? Is it music? Is it Tony Robbins? Is it a best friend? Is it just standing up and screaming? Whatever it is, you have to prepare your mind and your body so that you can have a rocking day. Okay? And then do the do. Okay? So also, everybody needs to do their 6 list too. And if you can post your 6 list, whatever it is for you, in the comments below, I'll throw an extra thing into your goodie bag when you win it.
Yeah.
Okay? But you need to put your 6 list in the comments below.
All right, so you got to do two things. I only see two people right now. I'm calling you guys out. I see, I saw Rebecca is manager, and you guys scour yours in case you see it. Let's call them out right here.
I see Lisa Bridges is manager.
Okay, awesome. Go, Lisa. Go, Rebecca. Donna.
She said that, Amy Richardson is going to be manager.
Okay.
Going to promote out 2 new consultants.
Yay. Go, Lori.
Donna is going to go 1 star and promote out 2 consultants.
Woohoo!
All right, and Rebecca just got her second 500 for 1 star, so maybe Rebecca, executive 2 star. I don't know. Maybe you want to put that in the comments below. That would be exciting.
Yes. I love it. So if you're watching this, make sure you do the same for everybody that is here live. You want to post what your goal is by this Sunday. And then also do not forget to post your 6 list. Okay. So that's the recap. That's your take home to do.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, if you didn't watch the whole tasting party, sip and shop Zoom yesterday that they did at corporate, make sure that you watch it. It's posted on Rising Stars. Thank you, Jennifer. I stole it from your thread. So make sure you watch that because that's really good ideas. And corporate is doing a lot of fun things for us as well if we book some of these parties.
Holiday catalog.
Oh, holiday catalog. I can't wait to see what's in that.
I know.
That's going to be awesome. All right. Okay, you guys. Thanks, girls, for joining me. And you guys have a good evening.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Don't forget about tonight. Lisa DeMayo.
Yes. 10 to the top.
10 to the top at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. If you've not heard Lisa DeMayo before, you are in for a treat. She is a rock star. We will not sleep tonight, I can guarantee it.
We will change our state for sure.
We'll change our state. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys.